We call it the three-word game. You can describe every word week 16, every game in 3 words. Here we go. San Francisco, Tennessee on Thursday tightened it up. How about A.J. Brown, 11 catches, 145 yards? They have found their weapon on the outside in Tennessee, A.J. Brown. Cleveland, Green Bay, Baker's dozen interceptions. He was 1 for 9 on passes, 10 yards down the field, and it was just bad judgment. 4 interceptions, should have had 5, and the 2-point conversion, which does not count as an official interception, should have been picked as well. They averaged 8.8 yards per carry, and for the life of me, I don't understand why they didn't lean into the run game earlier and more often. Colts, Arizona, Carson's Murray Christmas. Carson Wentz, how about that? Outduels Kyler Murray. You know what? They were missing Darius Leonard, 4 starting offensive linemen, and they handed it to Jonathan Taylor. Wentz had a 7-play, 69-yard drive that ended with a 14-yard TD pass. That's the ball game. Huge win by the Colts. Giants, Eagles, really feeling themselves. Yeah, you get it. 31 of their 34 points for the Eagles came in the second half. They have won 6 of their last 8 games. They have an absolute offensive identity. I think they need to shore up that offensive line, but they've got some nice pieces at tight end and wide receiver, and they're really productive. Rams, Vikings. Rams running wild. Sony Michel, 131 yards. Rams are 4-0 in December. Again, they were missing their center, Brian Allen, their all-pro left tackle, Andrew Whitworth. Matt Stafford didn't play well. They pounded the rock and won on the road. You take it. Buffalo, New England, Mack and Freeze. He is now struggling. In his last 3 games, 2 of them trailing in the second half, he's completing 52.5% of his throws. And by the way, 31.4 passer rating, career low for the Bills. Again, it's week 16. You're not fooling people. You got to make some plays off script, and that's not what Mac Jones can do. Tampa, Carolina, Brady minus Bunch. Hey, we're missing everybody. Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Levante David, JPP, Antoine Winfield Jr. But second straight game for the Buccaneers, not allowing a touchdown. Jags, Jets, Wilson exacts revenge. Zach Wilson. Well, the number 2 pick beat the number 1 pick. He did have the most rushing yards, 89. This was his big one, by any quarterback in a game in the Jets' history. So a little bit of a playmaker. It was a nice win for him. It's a nice win for Robert Saleh. You better win this game. But he made a couple of big throws and used his feet as well. Detroit, Atlanta, Falcons still alive. They need to win their remaining 2 games and get some help. But the turbulent-driven Falcons are still holding on to a playoff possibility. Chargers, Texans, Herbert, Houston, Well, L.A. was missing 13 players on the COVID list and key players. Austin Eckler, Mike Williams, Joey Bosa, Corey Linsley. And the bottom line, the Texans had a couple of big plays over the top and ran for 189 yards. Also bad pick 6 here. But this is another franchise. You're missing 13 players, and you're missing stars at center, star edge rusher, star back, star wide receiver. Young quarterback got overwhelmed. Baltimore, Cincinnati, Burrow teeing off. T. Higgins, monster, 194 yards, 2 touchdowns. I just love how all of these Bengals offensive weapons, they're all kids, they're all quickly developing and getting better really quickly. How about Bears, Seahawks? Sad Christmas Carol. First time Pete Carroll has lost 10-plus games since his first year as an NFL head coach. Not sure if you knew this, but it was back in 1994 with the Jets. It did not last very long. This is a team that needs to find an offensive identity. I think they need to make a defensive coordinator change. I think they've been in a rebuild for 2 years. Russell Wilson just keeps winning a lot of games, so it's fooled people, but their division's getting better. It's an offensive league. They got 3 offensive coaches in that division, and I don't know what they're going to do with Russell Wilson. It's easy for me to just keep blaming Pete Carroll, but Russell Wilson ran himself out of a field goal yesterday, running around. So they've got some work to do, and I think they got to take some draft picks back, move some of their pieces, not name Russell Wilson and Dwayne Brown, and get younger and get better. Pittsburgh, Kansas City, Steelers got bent. Roethlisberger was awful. He's thrown for under 200 yards in back-to-back games, 30th in yards per completion. And let's be honest here, there's some talent. They have a tremendous young rookie tight end. They have a couple of tremendously talented wide receivers. Najee Harris, you can't blame the Steelers here. The drafting and developing is at the core of who they are. They've got some excellent young pieces offensively. But Ben, and we've seen this before, some athletes age gracefully. Ben took a lot of shots in his first 6 or 7 years running the football. It's what I worry about Josh Allen. Like, you can do it for a few years. You get to about 27 years old, and those things become punitive. Denver, Las Vegas, old, reliable Carr. Derek Carr, 20 of 30, 80% completion percentage, chaos everywhere, and the Raiders are very much still in the playoff picture. Washington football team in Dallas, Sunday night, Dakster piece. Listen, Dak doesn't make the big mistake. 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. All of them came in the first half. You know what I loved about Dak, too? He's got self-awareness. Second half, he started laughing on the sidelines, and he pulled his hat over his face because he knows he's Dak and he's on television. He doesn't want that to end up in a Washington football film room, him making fun and laughing at him. But a lot of these were not difficult throws. I mean, they schemed this thing. There were guys wide open, but it does go to show you, Dallas in every unit. There's DeMarcus Lawrence. They, unlike a lot of other teams, Dallas is getting healthy. Their playmakers are healthy. Tyron Smith, left tackle, is coming back soon. And Miami and New Orleans tonight, they're not finished. Dolphins are currently on a 6-game winning streak. Everybody bailed, looking to become the first team in NFL history, first team ever, to win 7 straight games immediately following a 7-game losing streak. The Saints will be starting their 4th quarterback. I love Miami tonight. And, they go, Joy, they're one of these classic. They're a little like Philadelphia. You know how we say the Niners are the Colts? We like their quarterback. We don't always trust them, but they run the game. They run the ball. We love their coach. These guys are Philadelphia. Miami's Philadelphia. Some limitations, but a total identity on what they are. Tua doesn't make big mistakes. They play the heck out of defense. They know what they do. They do it well. They go back to it. They play the field position game. I think Miami wins that thing tonight about 27-20, and it'll be just classic Miami. You'll look up, and Tua will go, 21 of 31, 1 touchdown, no picks. And you know what? W's are W's. Miami very much controls their own fate. They also host the Patriots in Miami last week of the year. Always been a trouble spot for Belichick. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.